Welcome to my February buys and buys. I did get this name from Erin Taylor, who seems to have gotten it from Anne Elizabeth Murray. Thank you, NJ Pans, for pointing that out since last update. I'm going to have everybody linked down below, so if you'd like to check their channels out, please do that. So what I'm going to go over first are the things that I used up this month, then I'll touch on the things that I bought this month, and then we'll kind of see if it balanced out, if I used up more, or if I bought more. Just for a couple of useless stats before we start, I used 21 full-size products, 7 partials. So partials to me is if something comes in like a pack of 10 and I use like 2 of them, I count that as a partial. I used 4 deluxe size samples, and I have 0 actual samples this time around. 2 of them are makeup products, 15 are skincare products, 1 is fragrance, 6 are body, 4 are hair care, and 4 are the other category. So let me show you what I used up. Starting with hair care, I have my Malibu swimmer treatments that I was, if you watch my, I think it was my hair care routine, I was like, oh, I'm gonna use these, I'm gonna use these, and I finally used them. I went on vacation and used them. So what you're supposed to do with these is that they remove chlorine, minerals, and salts. So if you go in pools or if you go in the ocean, you're supposed to use them afterwards, just kind of like a hair refresh. And I will say that I did notice if my hair started kind of turning yellow from being in the ocean or being in a pool, it did take a little bit of that out. Like, not, I would have to be nitpicky. It was just a little bit. So it did help on like a very small scale. So would I repurchase these? Probably not, but I'm gonna use them up and yeah, see what we do from there. On to fragrance, I have 1 empty. I have my French Baguette candle. Unfortunately, I learned some things about Bath & Body Works this past little while, and I no longer support the company. So unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you what I think about this because it doesn't matter, because I would not buy it again. On to body care, talking about that trip I went on, I did use up 4 of the Coppertone Sport 4-in-1 SPF 50. This is my go-to body lotion if I am going out into the sun or into the pool, just because I do find it that it's nice and what would you call it, waterproof, it's sweat proof, it reapplies easily. Like, it's not the most glamorous body sunscreen, but I've never burned when I use this one, and I would really like to keep it that way. So my next trip I'm going on, this is definitely the one that I would be repurchasing. I did also use up my Aveda Refreshing Cleansing Bar. It was a little bit of a sad story. I used about 98% of this, and then I was washing my hands one day and it slipped out of my hands and went right down the drain. So I didn't get the satisfaction of actually completing this, but I used up as much as I can before it, you know, slipped my grip. I think this was from a hotel, so I wouldn't repurchase this just for that simple sake, but to me, I've always thought bar soaps are bar soaps. I haven't found any that compel me to want to buy bar soap, so this is just one of those, yeah, it was nice to use it and finally get it out of my collection kind of things. One that I'm a little sad to have used up, this is my Franken body lotion. I don't know what I did to make this, so I won't be able to recreate it, but I actually really enjoyed it to the point that the one I'm using now, I'm not enjoying as much because I actually missed this one. So whatever concoction I made, I did pretty dang good. So I enjoyed using it while I had it. I'm happy that I finally used it up, happy I didn't Franken it any further, but sad that it's actually gone. On to the others in my categories, I have super deodorant. This is the deodorant that I use on a regular basis. I repurchase this all the time, absolutely love it. It is one that you have to apply with your fingers, so if that's not a thing for you, I wouldn't go for this one. But if that doesn't bother you, I actually find that this works and it's really nice, and it is a little expensive, but you get like quite a big jar. So yeah, I enjoy it and I'm going to keep repurchasing it. Used up my Listerine Cool Mint in my Project 26 in 2026, so that's why I'm including it in here. I'm not a mouthwash person. I don't know why I keep buying them, but I'm happy to use this up, and I'm going to try not to buy mouthwash any further. I find that with mouthwash, it actually like peels the inside of my mouth. Like when I wake up the next morning, like I have like peely skin on the inside of my mouth. Sorry if that's like a TMI kind of thing, but yeah, I don't like mouthwash, so why do I keep buying it? I also used up some Blink lubricating eye drops. These are not my favorite eye drops. There's others that are more hydrating than this one is, so I used this one up mainly to kind of refresh mascaras, refresh liquid liners. Actually, that's a lie, I don't have any liquid liners. It was more just mascara that I refreshed with this, so wouldn't purchase this for eye drop purposes, and yeah, I'll be using other things. One that I would repurchase if I could, this is the Hello Juicy Grape Natural Flavored Toothpaste. I absolutely love this. Love Kid Toothpaste. Will always continue to repurchase it just because I find it fun and it makes me want to brush my teeth. But this juicy grape flavor was actually really enjoyable, and unfortunately I got this from the States, so we don't sell it here in Canada, and that means that I'm going to have to find a different flavor to use, which is so sad because I think this is my favorite flavor so far. Two partial products I have, these are my Juice to Cleanse powder washes. I love powder washes, but I don't love this one. This one I find a little bit stripping, it's a bit too much for my skin, so I actually changed to the Isntree Mugwort wash for now, and hopefully I'll try this one in the summertime and get through it then. So yeah, not my favorite powder wash. I got the Numbuzin NAD Plus Collagen Under Eye Patches. I learned that if you put these in a sealed container with a little bit of liquid, you can reuse them. They're not 100%, like they slide just a little bit compared to what they did previously, like they didn't slide as much, but it's really nice to know that you can reuse them because I personally find them a little expensive for eye patches. And as for the eye patch themselves, it's to be expected. Like I didn't notice anything different between these eye patches versus something else. They are super thick, so I do find that they can feel a little bit heavy. That's really the main difference that I found between these and other eye patches that I tried. So I'm going to use these, reuse them as much as I possibly can, and then I don't think I would repurchase them at this point. I used up a sheet mask. Yay! This is the Biodance Bio Collagen Real Deep Mask. This is one that you're supposed to put on your skincare, then you put on the mask and you leave the mask on for like 4 hours or even up to overnight if you really want to do that. I didn't like this. This burnt my skin. Like, I shouldn't say it burnt my skin. That's, how do I put it? It was so cooling that it felt like it was burning my skin. And not in like a minty menthol sort of way, just like a frostbite kind of way. Like it was so uncomfortable. I did not like this, so I would definitely not repurchase it. A product I was surprised that I like, this is the Olay Melting Claws. They're just like little squares. You get them wet and they turn into soap and you wash your face with them. And I was like, I'm not a fan of Olay, not a fan of the scent of these products, but I actually really enjoyed them for travel. They were very convenient and I would actually consider repurchasing them for the next trip that I'm going on. So yeah, pleasantly surprised with this. I used up my Pharmacy Sweet Apple Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. It's not as good as the Green Clean, and I think it 100% comes down to scent because they work the exact same way. This is one of my favorite cleansing balms, but dang is it expensive, and like I said, I would probably pick the original Green Clean, which has more of like a limey kind of scent to it, where this one was, like it says in the name, like an apple scent to it. So just not my preferred kind of scent, but still absolutely love this cleansing balm. I also used up one of the Mary & May Ida Bonhomme Blackberry Intense Cream. This one I got from Marshall's, which is similar to TJ Maxx or TK Maxx, depending on where you live. And I just opened up my new one that I got from Stylevana, and they're not quite the same. So I'm not sure if they redid this cream and I just got two different versions of it, but I definitely prefer the version that I'm using now. It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit richer, where this one was a little bit thinner and lightweight. So still enjoyed using this cream. Like I have another one already, so it kind of shows you that I would repurchase this. I just find it funny that they were that different. I used up my Torrid Dive-In Mild Sun Cream. I would not repurchase this. This definitely has a white cast that does eventually sink in and absorb, but it's just like, we're in 2026, we don't need white cast, so definitely wouldn't repurchase this one. I also used up my Be Plain Greenful pH Balance Cleansing Foam. I actually kind of miss this in my collection. It was kind of herbally, kind of earthy. It had little granules that weren't really there for exfoliation, just kind of played on the whole like earthy kind of aspect of it, but I really enjoyed washing my face with this. It was a little bit on the over cleansing side, so I would stick to this in maybe more of the summer months, but yeah, gonna miss this. Two products that are a hell no from me that I'm not going to repurchase again, just because I learned something about this brand a little bit ago and I will never repurchase from them. I'm really disgusted. So this is Peter Thomas Roth. I have the Potency Brightening Vitamin C Moisturizer as well as the Water Drenched Moisturizer. I ended up using this one on my face, where this one I ended up throwing into the body lotion I'm using up now just because I want them out of my collection. I want nothing to do with PTR, so good riddance. A product that I have repurchased many times, and I actually did just repurchase again. This is my Minimalist Vitamin C, E, and Ferulic. I use this every morning. Really consistent with this. Absolutely love this product. It works well with my skin. No tingles, no irritation, no nothing. It doesn't pill with any of my other products. Absolutely love it. Will continue to buy it. I also tried the Skin 1004 Tone Brightening Capsule Ampule. This is supposed to be a brightening ampule. I didn't find it did much for my skin. However, it is just a deluxe sample, so it's possible I just didn't use it long enough, but not really my thing when I've got this in my collection. So wouldn't repurchase this, but definitely would repurchase the minimalist one. Winding down here to the last couple of products, I used up 2 toners slash essences. The first one is the I'm From Fig Boosting Essence and the Misha Time Revolution Red Algae Treatment Essence. I really enjoyed these together, especially in the winter. First I would go in with the Misha for a layer, and then I would go into the I'm From for another layer, and I just loved the way it felt on my skin. So I did this morning and night, used these up. I brought in 2 more toners that I thought were a similar consistency, and I was like, oh, I'll just kind of like recreate it with the toners that I have, and it's not going the same. I actually miss these already in my collection, so oddly enough, I would repurchase both of them. The last 2 products I have are makeup products. I used up my Huda Beauty Glow Wish Press Powder Foundation. To me, this is decent. It's like any other press powder that I used. I do prefer press powders over loose powders. Would I prefer, or would I purchase this one over any other press powder? Probably not. I'd probably look for something from the drugstore that was really similar. So nothing special about this one. Happy to have gone through it, happy to have used it, but it's out of my collection now, and I'm really happy that it's gone. I did repress this about 2 times, so I'm finally happy to have it fully out of my collection. And then I saved the worst for last. Oh my god, I hate this product. Good riddance to this product. I hope it burns in product purgatory. Like, I'm just so done and over with it, and I'm so glad it's gone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might not have been following my journey, but if you do follow my journey, you know that it's the NARS Hydrating Glow Tint. This product just wouldn't quit. It was too legit to quit, but oh my god, what a horrible freaking product. I absolutely hate this. Would I repurchase it? Never. Would I recommend it? Never. If you buy this, that is your, I don't know what you're doing to yourself. You're just asking for pain. I am just, oh, so happy that this is finally gone. It's out of my collection. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to look at it anymore. I feel like a whole new person that it's out of my life. Like, I'm just so happy that it's done. So yeah, goodbye NARS Hydrating Glow Tint. Happy to have used them up. 32 products. They totaled a value of $504.68. And now let's get into the purchases to see if I offsetted that or if I used up more than I purchased. I purchased 2 things this month, and I said initially that I wasn't going to do it, and then I did it, and I'm not mad about it. I purchased 2 more of my minimalist vitamin C, E, and ferulic serum. Why, if I found a routine that works for me, why am I not sticking with it just to use the things that I have in my collection? Because I don't know about my nighttime skincare routine. I haven't really found a routine that really works for me there yet, so that's where I'm going to be using up my serums. So they're still going to get used, but I have something that works for me in the morning and I love it, so why should I deviate? So I ended up buying 2 more in my collection so I can keep up with my current routine, and yeah, like I said, I'm not mad. I'm super happy about this. This totaled a value of $35.68. So that is my update for buys and buys. I'm really happy that I used up more than I brought into my collection. I used up $469 more than what I brought into my collection, so that's super exciting. I think I'm doing really well so far this year. I know it's only month 2, but hopefully we can keep riding this wave. Hopefully it lasts long into the year and I keep using more and more things up and I dwindle my collection down, and I hopefully can kind of refine my nighttime evening skincare routine as well. So that's the goal, kind of going through all the products that I have, is I would just really like to find what works for me and then just stick to that. But that's a long ways in the future, I have a feeling. So until then, just gonna keep using things up, keep dwindling down my collection, and so far it seems to be going good. I really want to say thank you for spending your time with me. Your time is precious, and so the fact that you chose to spend it with me makes me feel really appreciative. And until the next video, I hope the day treats you well, and I just want to say again, thank you. Bye.